Hello. Yeah.
Please don't dox me.
Yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that to a child. I think that's a
my
worse
God.
crime.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably. There was a recent discovery of age, and so now I feel like it's just gonna go on forever.
Don't say rude words to Delnaris.
Yeah.
Keep it PG.
Yeah. I mean, in all intents and purposes, we always try and keep it PG, right?
Do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry for. Are you wearing your battle armor? Heck yeah. Nana, are you wearing your battle armor? Always. Yep. Yeah, she's ready. She's representing. Wow, it's been a long week of waiting until today's episode, and then we had some technical difficulties getting started. My person is washed and clean, and I'm ready to party. Cool. I'm glad that you are freshly showered.
So look, can I just ask, Jeremy, is it like your person as in your person, or your person as like your significant other? Are you like, hey,
yes.
my significant other is now bathed, I can watch this?
I think it's a yes in general. I think. See, I was just going with all of you. All of you is washed.
You cleaned your apartment then.
Mm-hmm. Unit being my body. Got it.
Okay, cool. Well,
thank you. No, say something dirty. I did it. I was saying it's all of you. You are the unit. You are a unit, Drummy. You're just a unit. Anyway, we are ready for some FaeHunters because we have a lot of energy.
McDonald's for any of the children. We're gonna turn this car around right now.
Fine. I didn't want any McDonald's anyway. Ah! That's it. That's all I got. For Mr. Boom Boom, happy 6th birthday.
Thank you.
Yay!
I'm this many.
This many plus one. One thumb. So that makes you a turkey.
I'm a turkey.
You're a turkey. That's 6. 6 fingers. Right? Right, Leary? Come on. You know this.
We need Josh here to bring some more maturity.
I've spoken to him. He's not mature.
Excuse me? you think Danissa is mature? We've been there. Okay. Josh is 11. Okay, so he's just barely older than Joom Joom. I think that's how math works. No, but Josh will be joining us here momentarily, but we are going to go ahead and get the show on the road because we're getting the show on the road, baby. I don't think I have any announcements in the way of anything except for thank you guys for your patience and giving me a week to kind of like reset my brain. Unfortunately, it reset it way so much I don't know who any of you are anymore, apparently, as we discovered last week when I was like, FaeHunters, what's that? FH? What are you talking about?
A little bit offended. It's fine.
It's fine. Josh will be joining when the house is about halfway to hell. Yep. So never. It's fine. This is fine. It's all fine. Yeah, I'm sure it is a little. So part of the technical difficulties was the app that I normally use to run my mic is not working well for everybody there. It apparently was echoing, so I need to figure out what's going on with that. But we didn't want to run too late, so for right now, I'm running just on normal mic, and we'll see how this goes. Have you tried muting? I mean, I could try muting. Here we go. But, well.
I think Mara's just upset because she woke up from a nap right before this.
You're not lying.
That's okay.
I have not lied.
If you have 2 outputs, try muting one. Yeah. But it was only. We won't worry about it right now. It's fine. Drummy, we'll talk later. We'll figure it. We'll get it sorted. In the meantime,
have your people call his people.
Yeah. In the meantime, we'll figure. Pat's Aaron on the head. Yeah. Thank you. I need all the pats right now. I'm broken, bruised, and I'm missing 0.005% of me right now. It's fine. I'm growing it back. It'll be all right. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started tonight with FaeHunters episode
11.
11. Ooh.
Whoa.
I'm gonna write that down because I thought it was 10, but I was
How
off by
about the
one.
mini part of that movie? Look, man. Don't tell me.
Yeah, wow. Look at you. Oh, now you play the victim. I'm not playing the victim. I'm just whatever. It is only a small piece. Only a small piece. See? But now it's just a band-aid.
It's the whole goddamn finger. They
No,
glued
it's
it back
not.
on.
Look, my fingers are like literally
It's a
the same.
prosthetic.
It's shorter than
Aaron,
the
you
other.
Someone
and-
ate
you
the
and,
finger.
You and James match now. He's missing part of his thumb.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We can compare tips because we're missing them. Anyway,
When you cut it off, did somebody go, haha, it's just the tip?
No.
no, I was by myself. Nobody made the joke. I was alone. Anyway,
Like, oh, this really fucking hurts. It's just the tip.
yeah. something
Honestly, I
like
could have seen that.
that.
I could see that happening.
It was something like that, along those lines. All right, so let's start with getting in the mood.
What a good use of your channel points, Taco.
Is it? We can compare tips.
See, this is why Josh isn't actually going to be late. We spend 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Being
I
stupid.
know.
He's just
That's
like, I
fine.
don't want to deal with that.
All right. Last we left off. Let's not do that one.
I'm very upsetty spaghetti.
Are you
That's
very
what
upsetty, Spaghetti?
Your shit's on fire.
happened. And my house.
But to go and by shit, she means your family.
Oh no. All right. Last
Okay,
we
she
left
lost a
off.
fight to a tree, so
Don't be mean to me. I'm holding a frog.
Okay. Last we left off, the FaeHunters had made their way into the High Forest, a place far to the east of Neverwinter, where they were in the search for some Fae soldiers that had ties to their next targets, some Fae generals. Unfortunately, along the way, they had lost one of their party members, an innocent young man by the name of Finrian, who has done no wrong.
ever in his life.
Only they found out that he did all sorts of wrong. Plots were discovered connecting Finrian to forces unknown.
Everything.
To everything. Somehow, somewhere along the way, he had gotten wise to the party's mistrust of him,
Yeah, Nana, how did that happen?
and
I don't know.
then he went off on his own. You guys arrived. You met the enigmatic and mysterious Delnaris, who turned out to be more than he appeared, as he was more than just a steward of the villa.
He was a binge.
He was a
It was a
bitch.
bench.
Yes. Forever a binge. Forever a binge.
Forever
is
binge.
forever binge.
Biscuits and binge.
Oh my god, I love it.
Merch idea.
Mhm.
Write it down.
Merch idea.
Biscuits. There had been a slight, you guys had met some people. Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Just the appearance of suddenly dog.
The fact that
he
he's,
was
like, not
crying and
moving.
distracting me.
The fact that he's not moving is just like,
No, not only that, but it's just like the picture on the wall too that's right behind him of the giant lizard mouth, the gaping maw, suddenly bean. You guys had met some of the rebels, soldiers that you had come here to supply things for. You guys had also met some Fae soldiers, one of which being the lovely Corim, a person from Leary's past, whomst. She, kind of thought was cool back in the day or whatever. No big deal. You met the lovely Drizzlin, a very hyperactive spring Eladrin, who
Oh, yeah.
immediately became best friends with Nana, her dearest belly Donna. You also had met Francilla.
and Maya.
Francilla being a rabbit folk woman who had been in charge of these Fae soldiers that were helping out the rebellion, people who were working against the Red Wizards or the Thayan Empire that you guys had learned about. You also learned about that these Fae soldiers seemed to be not on the same side as you, which had led to some early tensions. And as the party had kind of was dealing with that, Delnaris suspected there was, or sensed that there was something more afoot going out there and had decided to look around. He found a very Finrian-esque creature engaged, defeated its monster that it had summoned, and then gave chase. And as the Finrian-esque creature ran through the woods, he ran headlong into the rest of our party, where a short fight ensued. And by short, I mean I think it was like, 4 rounds, maybe. The Finrian lookalike was defeated and
I
summarily...
think he was pounded into the ground, set on fire, and
shot several times.
utterly
He was shot
destroyed.
several times, and then I had to take the toy away from the children, and I wrapped him up and walked
Yeah.
off.
And to which Quorum and the rest, realizing that this was not Finrian, but a strange look-alike or clone, Quorum realized that this could have just all been a diversion. And he, along with Danissa and Lyri and Nana? No, Nana stayed behind, as I recall.
Nana had a
Nana
breakdown.
stayed back. Yep.
Yeah. As the rest of the game, minus Nana, ran back to the villa, and the Leshen form of Delnaris dragged the body out into the woods. That is where we are going to pick up, as the large lumbering Delnaris is now moving through. Wait, where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Moving through the forest. There's large footsteps carrying the body of Finrian in its grasp, kind of dragging it along as you go where exactly? Or what are you doing?
I don't know. Just away from the group.
Okay.
I want to basically just mulch this body and use the bones to make a totem.
As you are walking in...
And he's already like split open down the middle
Yeah.
from Lyri's aggression.
As you have probably been, I don't know, like... not but a minute after you had left the party. And you were dragging this body behind you. Do you sense the feel of it change in your hands? And you turn and look back at it, what is you are dragging, and you can see the bits that had been dragging have started leaving this trail as it starts to melt, almost like sludge or water, just like dragging along. And even as you pick it up to examine it in front of your face, you can see your finger, it kind of just starts oozing around your fingers as it just kind of sloshes off and hits the ground like muddy mulch or muddy like greenery that's decaying. It almost has that what am I thinking of? Not mulch, compost. It's almost like a composty, like just rotten vegetation mixed with water and earth as it just sloshes onto the ground and little piles. It starts losing its form altogether.
Well, I just want to wash this thing away. So I want to change the weather to just be like a torrential downpour.
Okay. May not happen like immediately, but it starts to like you can feel as the magic is released and the clouds start to gather above what had once been I don't remember what time it was.
It was,
It was kind of it was about to snow, but I'm trying to remember the time of day that we were at now because
Afternoonish.
yeah, it was
wasn't it?
afternoon.
So we'd gotten up in the morning, and Delnaris had taken Danissa to go see the tree.
Right. Okay. So approaching evening now, just as it just kind of gets a little darker faster, you can hear the distant crackling of thunder as it kind of like echoes out over the forest. Turn this music down a little bit.
We get sound effects and everything.
Yeah. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. As the wind starts to kind of like pick up a little bit, blowing in this new weather change. You can feel the first little pitter patters of rain as it starts falling around you within a couple minutes. But even as those bits hit the ground, it almost is now unrecognizable from what it had been to this just looks like a mound of compost in front of you. A small one, mind you. There wasn't a lot of him to begin with.
Yeah. I'm gonna let that wash away, and I'll head back towards the estate.
Alrighty. Sounds like a plan. So as you move and continue to walk back towards the estate, lumbering off into the depths of the forest, we now switch over, I guess. I would like to know, because I'm trying to prolong it to get Josh here for the right moment, but I'd like to know, what is Nana doing?
Nana had turned invisible, just crouching in the field. Fucked up. I think even after Denissa's healing, she was still like very low health, like almost died.
What's your health at right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
it would be smart if I had D&D Beyond open, wouldn't it be?
Probably.
Possibly.
Maybe a little bit.
It could help.
Could help. Oh.
You know
It is
who would
current.
remember to open D&D Beyond? An adult.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm older than Jum Jum.
I have D&D
Jum Jum
Beyond.
can't even tie his shoelaces. I am at 23. And at one point I was down to 9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
20. So you're not terribly. You're better than you had been, but you're
This is
still
for
not.
someone who has fought before, but never been like beaten up before.
Yeah.
So this is a horrifying new experience for this old lady. And she is just in the field, invisible, watching this titan drag this body away of what she thought was Fenrir and is not. And she doesn't know why she did the actions she did. She doesn't have an excuse. And she's just standing, waiting, listening, expecting for for Del Naris to come back and fucking kill her.
I just pop up and it's like, hey guys,
Yeah.
Just Juju.
it's me. Nada, you're fucked up.
All right. Cool. Fair enough. I was just curious what was going on.
Having a
there.
breakdown.
Yeah,
It's fine.
as you do. You, as you were sitting there in the forest, after a little bit, you sense that coming storm, the clouds that are kind of roiling above the canopy of the forest that you're in right now. And you can hear the occasional pitter-patter of rain starting to hit trees. And you know that it's probably not too far off before the rain starts to fall. Let the rain fall down.
Love me some Hillary Duff.
You're gonna head.
Think-
Go ahead.
I'll head very slowly. I'll head back towards the mansion, trying to come up with a plan and an excuse and a reason.
Something. Anything. Fair enough. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your votes of confidence. The both of you. All right. So you start heading back. Then don't have really any other thing to do. But as
I'm so sure we run into each other on the way there.
I mean, I don't know, do you?
While we're waiting for Josh to show up.
We can. I mean, that's up to you. You were like gonna start taking your way back, and you were some distance away from the villa. Delnaris, if you are still using your totem senses to kind of like track where everybody is going. Interestingly enough, despite what Leary and Corum are in the process of about to see, you haven't felt anything in the way of danger. But you do sense the movement through the forest, and maybe you do come across Nana as she's starting to trudge her way to the villa, following the trail as the little rain starts to pitter-patter in the trees around you.
I'm gonna try to like hide in the trees, kind of like how the Iron Giant sort of is like way obvious, but it's just like.
And I say, are you still in this fucking giant form, or are you just great, excellent?
You don't know it's me.
Do I see this?
Make a perception check. How much are you hiding, Delnaris?
He's trying, but he's a big fucking boy.
Okay, so you can make if you want to make a stealth check with disadvantage then.
Cool, I'll do so. Okay. Okay, gonna be a 16.
Look, I got a 15. I'm fucking blind as shit, apparently.
So, just like
mascara has just like poured
just
into your
looming
eyes.
right over you, just like she'll never see me.
What is it, Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So as you are now kind of looming behind Nana, she's starting to walk a little quicker as the rain is starting to kind of pick up. You get the sense, Nana, that the forest feels like oppressive and like something's watching you. But at this point, after all you've been through, that is not surprising in the least.
I'm gonna keep like stumbling and like tripping, like not doing super well, not designed to be in a forest.
Yeah.
Still, despite all of this bullshit, she's still got the heels on. Bless her, she's still trying.
You're every action movie heroine.
Do it.
Bryce
on.
Dallas Howard running from the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Even the T-Rex is like, do I help you? Do I eat?
Okay. So, in that case, we'll go ahead and go over to Leary. As you and Corum and Danissa round the corner of this open, or round into an open area where you can see the river. You've been kind of following this path that kind of runs along the river's length. And you now get to a point where you can see the villa. You see that it is ablaze at the moment. And Corum stops for a moment, frozen in his tracks, surprised, and then continues to dart forward. What do you do?
I'm going to... I don't think I get any special things against fire for being summer. Nope. I'm gonna run in anyways and see if we can get anyone out.
All right. As you run, the closer you run up the path, and there's probably like 50 or 60 feet up to the bridge that goes across, and you can see the blaze. But once you reach that that bridge, you start to realize that. Wait. Even Danissa stops. Something's not right, she says. There's no smoke. There's no sound.
Can we feel any heat?
Make perception check.
I assume that if the fire looks that big, we should feel something. 23.
23.
Yes.
There is no sense of heat, despite the magnitude of the flames. In fact, with that perception check, you can tell that this is not a real fire. This is an illusion. A large illusion, but an illusion nonetheless.
I'm going to turn to Quorum and say we've got to get Maya.
Quorum hasn't stopped. He's already he kept going. Looks like, in fact, by the time you come up to that bridge and Danissa stops for that moment to kind of like really look, where you both Quorum's halfway across the bridge and he's still like going. You can see even from this point that even as he was you can see some hesitation as he goes across the bridge, as if he is now starting to realize the same thing, and then he's continued to go. In fact, you watch him as you start crossing the bridge, he disappears into what appears to be this burning flame.
Who all did we leave in the mill?
Everyone.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to head towards the mill.
Okay. Going into... Let me switch this up then. Going into the villa itself, you can see that the inside has been wrecked. So even though there was no fire, things look a mess, as if a scuffle or some sort of battle did take place. Chairs are knocked over. There is scoring from either some types of magic that is kind of blasted into the walls or even on the floor. Quorum is gone. Once you reach there, you assume either he had run upstairs, probably, but Danissa follows you wherever you're going for the sake of simplicity here.
Mm-hmm.
So would you like to go towards the mill?
Yeah. I know... I'm trying to remember. I need to take better notes. I think he sent the twins off to look to protect Maya.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where that was. But I do know that most of the rebellion was at the mill, so I'm going to go to the mill.
Right. There were members of the rebellion that were the most wounded were at the mill. Everybody else that was okay was staying in the villa.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where Maya had been, was up in the villa.
Okay, well then I will go to the villa instead.
Okay. Yes, exactly, Taco. Okay, so going up the stairs then to that second floor, you and Danissa reach the top. And as you turn to what would be your right, you can see that there are here where it seems like a lot of this battle took place. You see Quorum leaning over a unmoving Varan and Hayden.
Can I do a medicine check to see if they're still alive at all?
Sure. Which one are you going over to? Corum is currently over Varin at the moment. Hayden seems to be further down the hallway, but he does not look. He looks more wounded than his
Aiden
brother.
does. I'll stop at Varin.
Okay. Stop.
22 for a medicine check.
Corum is currently like not moving him, but he has a hand like placed along his face. It's like, Varin, answer me. Are you all right? Are you all right, Varin? Doing with that medicine check, like looking over, he's been stabbed several times, and you can see anywhere the stab wounds are, it is blackened as if like it's been like it started to necrotize around those wounds.
I'm gonna do a cure wounds at 2nd level.
Okay. Putting that to use as you release the
11
magic.
points.
11 points. Okay. Let me see. Let me change this a little bit because. Okay. Pumping that cure wounds into his body, you can see it start to take effect on some of the wounds closest to where you had placed your hands. You can see the wounds starting to close a little bit. He's still breathing, but it's extremely faint.
Josh, come back. Danissa might have some kind of cure for poison.
Right?
Use those paladin spells. Where are you?
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm gonna pull up I'll pull up Danissa real quick. In the meantime, it'll still be a couple
And then I
minutes.
guess I'll run down to Hayden as well.
Alright. Using that and having Danissa come over to kind of try and look at what wounds Varin has, you go over to Hayden and you see that he is indeed gone.
I'm gonna close his eyes. If they're open.
The stab wounds are much more prolific on his body than on his brother's. It would seem that Hayden, if you want to make another medicine check, if you want,
Yeah.
or investigation, either one of those.
16.
Okay. 16. It would appear that the wounds that are on Hayden are different than his brother's in that Hayden's don't seem to be done in the midst of fighting. These look like this was like a surprise attack on him. Something that would have killed him rather quick and then moved on to his brother. But there's between where Hayden's body has been thrown and where Varin is, there is the doorway that has been broken into.
Yeah, I want to go see what's inside.
All right. Let me see. I'm just checking.
But why? Why do you want to go?
Why? Why? Looking inside this room, I don't think you had been covered before which room belonged to who, but you can see that this room has not as much of a sign of struggle as it had been down below. But you see on the desk there's some parchments that have been written in. You can see off to the side it looks like a small bag of magical components, perhaps. but the room looks like it had been inhabited, but whoever this was is not present. The only sign of like disturbance being the chair that was at the desk is like knocked back, as if whoever had been sitting here had stood up suddenly. But there's no other signs of struggle in the room. What are you doing?
I'm gonna did Corum come in? Is he still at Viren?
You are like, as you're like looking about the room, you saw him move past the door as he was going over to where Hayden was. And then after a couple of moments, he comes back around into the room, a very concerned look on his face. Where's Maya?
There's no one in here.
Fuck.
Could she have teleported out before Fenrir came?
There's not really a reason for her to have left. Not
with the sign of all of that happening.
She would not have left her men out there. This Fenrian person. Do you know if he had the ability to charm? I'm assuming he did.
Have we seen him use a charm spell before?
Make a history check.
Good thing I have inspiration from last time. 'Cause that was a 1.
Ooh,
A 12.
12. He had shown magical prowess, yes. Had he done anything in a way of charming? You don't recall having seen it. But it doesn't seem too far-fetched, considering.
I don't know. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Alright, well, Baron looks like he might pull through eventually. We got here. I guess better late than never, but...
I'm sorry we pulled you away from the villa.
I have a feeling this was not exactly anything you could have done about this. I found Danissa. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, I guess we should move. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop.
We have 5 seconds to pay.
Oh no! Oh, me! Okay, I thought you were talking about Nana, and I was like, ooh. Everyone lives and we murder Fenrir. That's what happens.
Thank you!
Hey, before it starts! You're here, we missed you. We need you to use a spell to save Baron.
Yes, I am. Okay. Where's Nana?
She had to pee.
Did to leave? Oh.
She had to pee.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Now you can hear me. All right. I'm glad that I looked over here. I was like, wait, my voice is not doing the thingy. Oh, man. Josh, we have had all sorts of fun today. Iskra, welcome. You haven't missed too much. Technical difficulties, and then we just got Danissa, so Danissa's not dead, just temporarily moved.
Yet. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a close-up that I didn't need to give the world.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, I might get a few extra Twitch viewers.
Oh, no.
All right, Nana goes here. This goes there. All right, there we go. Now we have everybody where they need to go.
Yay!
All right.
But we do need to use a spell slot to do some kind of like cure poison, lesser
So-
restoration.
Hey, Hey, Akatsuki. All right. To catch you up, Josh, and everybody who just joined us, Delnaris had been taking the body of not Fenrian, and it had melted into sludge, compost, mud, and water as he had been dragging it and just kind of like ooze apart, to which he had also decided to kind of wash it away and made it start to get cloudy and rainy, which incidentally you guys would have started hearing by now too, the thunder of an approaching storm. Denissa, as you, Lyri, and Coram had approached the villa, you saw that, or started noticing that the fire was not giving off smoke. In fact, it wasn't giving off smoke, nor was it giving off any sort of heat as you got closer. And clear illusion of some kind. But upon crossing the bridge, chasing after Coram, who had ducked inside the flaming building, you saw that the main floor had indeed been trashed, as if some sort of fight or scuffle had occurred. And upon reaching the second floor, found Iona wounded but alive, clutching at a few stab wounds you had seen. Varen, who was passed out, appeared by a broken-in door. And that's where, when you and Lyri had approached, Coram was leaning over him, trying to wake him. Beyond that doorway, further down the hallway, laying in a pool of blood, was Hayden, who looked far worse for wear. As you both had stooped down to look at both of their bodies, you can see the stab wounds are dark, have dark, veiny, necrosis, setting in around where the wounds where they had been stabbed. And Lyri had kind of aided a little bit with a cure wounds to Varen, at least to where he was starting to at least seem to be stabilizing or coming back to. But going over to Hayden, it was clear that his wounds were far worse. In fact, it didn't even seem like they had been the type that were done during a fight, but more that had been a surprise.
Yeah. Can I do a medicine check to see if he's savable?
I did a medicine check.
yeah.
Hayden's gone.
It's too far.
So, and Aaron had said some of Varen's wounds had closed up, but that necrosis was still there. So I was really hoping our paladin friend had something.
I have a prayer of healing. I have prayer of healing. It's religious and shit. But I don't have what I don't have right now that I could have saved was destroy poisons or disease or whatever.
Do paladins get lesser restoration?
We do. We get a lay on hands, but I used all 40 of them on myself.
Oh yeah.
Selfish.
Damn it.
All right.
How did
So-
you not foresee this coming? My gosh.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare?
How dare. How very dare.
As Lyri had gone into the open room, I was gonna say open wound. As she had gone into the open room, Coram had followed in after her, and you could hear them speaking to Nissa, looking for Maya, the female dragonborn. And eventually Coram comes back out, and he goes over to Iona, who's she's still, you can see she's leaning, clutching at her own stab wounds and a couple bits of her
Can you
armor.
remind me real
also.
quick of who Iona is? Oh wait, no, I just found it.
Yeah, she
Is
was.
the elf, half elf,
No, she was a human
or
woman.
the human woman?
Yeah,
Just found my notes.
yeah, she
A
was a
stern-looking
human woman.
human woman.
Yes. She just kind of is moaning in pain, clutching at her own wounds, but seems to be doing a little better than the two half-elf brothers had fared during this fight. You can see that there are portions of her armor that look blackened as if it had been burned or seared by some sort of magic. He comes
I
over to her.
froze.
Yeah, you did. That's okay. I'm sure you'll unfreeze here.
I look so disappointed too.
I love that at least you can see your face. It's fine.
Oh no.
We'll
Probably
say
wasn't here for it.
for the moment, Nana, you start coming around the corner and you can see the villa is like ablaze right now.
But I can't feel any heat or anything or smell
Well,
smoke.
at this point, you are far enough away that you're just kind of that same first spot where Lyria and the rest had seen it. So too far away to really feel any heat, probably. But if you want, make a perception check as you're like looking this over.
I still have D&D Beyond open.
Yay! Oh my gosh, we lost Danissa and then got Danissa. Yeah, I know.
10.
We're Picasso'd for a moment until the other one disconnects. 10. Even with the 10, then I will say that it looks very much ablaze, very much on fire right now.
It's like a little bit of relief that there's going to be a distraction from her actions. A little bit. Whew.
Since I'm like looming,
Trailing behind Nana. Yeah,
I'm loom behind
you are
her.
loom behind
I'm
Nana.
gonna see that. Can I make a perception check to see if I
Sure.
know if it's real or not? Oh, that's a natural one. I'm still in Leshen form, sprinting up to the.
I'm guessing now Nana hears that there's a
Nana.
fucking giant following her.
Yeah, now there's just like this loud noise as that giant tree beast that had assailed you before now just basically almost tramples you running forward towards the villa.
She like crouches down and like gets her magic ready and is just getting ready to fight, but then it just goes over her and she's just kind of left there like, okay.
Just keeps going. All right. As you approach Donaris, you are savvy enough to know what fire should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching the bridge, do you revert back to your normal form, or are you staying in Leshen form still?
I think I'm probably too. Well, if I know that the fire is not actually burning, yeah, I'll revert back.
Okay. By the time you get to the bridge, you being a creature of the forest as many years as you have been, you know what fire should be doing, and you do not sense the flames. You also start to realize that you should have felt the disturbance from the woods itself. The forest itself should have been alerted to this sort of a blaze because it is large and should be spreading by now, going by the pure size of it.
I'm gonna go find the ladies of listening.
Okay.
I'm sprinting.
You go through the villa. You see its busted and broken state here down below. You leap up to the stairs to the second floor where you see Danissa, Lyri, the rebels in this carnage, we'll say, that is here in this second story. You get to the stairs and you continue up to the third. And you can see that this third floor is also disheveled. Ransacked, searched. But you see no bodies.
I'll come back down. And just keeps going down. Just
Okay.
passes them.
Okay. Nana, you are now. I would say that bridge point is the point where you realize that okay, this isn't a fire. It's pretty clear at this close because of how massive the flames look. You should be feeling heat. So
She's impressed. This is a pretty amazing illusion.
Also, you
If
probably
this is
saw me
Fenrir.
revert.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you had been trailing behind the large tree creature, you would have seen it revert to Delnaris, and as Delnaris runs across the bridge and into the flames.
Bye, bitch. Get burnt. See ya.
And then when you get to the bridge, you realize, oh, it's not a fire.
Yeah, bummer. Fuck.
Bitch.
She'll look at the fire, impressed. This is amazing. As someone who prides herself on deception and illusion, this is fucking neat. She'll go up and touch the fire to see what happens.
Yeah. As you walk up to the villa, you can hear the thunder echoing across the forest, and you stick your hands through where you see flame, and it just kind of burns around your hand, swirling, very much alive looking, but there is no heat, there is no sense of it. It is just illusion. And do you step through it?
I'll head. Is the mill? Can I see the mill from where I am?
The mill would be on the opposite, or you'd have to go around the villa a little bit and then go straight through the next bridge.
Well, I just watched the guy who fucking tried to kick my ass go into that building, so I'm gonna go to the fucking mill.
Okay.
I didn't try. I did.
Shut up. Shut up, toddler.
All right. To get there, you would still have to go you pass through the flames, and you see the inside of this first floor of the villa, and you can tell that there's been a fight here. You can see the things that have been knocked over and destroyed. You can see the blasts and scoring marks of magic as they had been tearing across the floor or hitting the walls. And you continue through, hearing the commotion in the second floor of the voices coming down from people up there that you assume are talking. And you continue to move around to the other side. This other side closest to the mill doesn't seem to have been touched by this fight. It seems to have been purely here in the front. And you can see that there's still it's one of those things where whenever you're staring outwards from where this illusion has been placed over the villa, you can see it lighting the forest around you. So it almost looks like you're watching a projection of light that's kind of moving and dancing across the forest as it's getting darker now with these clouds. And you can see the mill on the other side of the bridge, and it looks unharmed.
The fuck? I'm still gonna head towards the mill.
Okay.
I don't want anything to do with this shit.
Okay. You start your way across the bridge, headed towards the mill. Denissa, Leary, Delnaris, what are you guys doing? Delnaris, you said you had gone past.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check any place I can for the girls.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 of my level 1 spells on anyone who is wounded that I can still help.
Okay.
So the one that had been stabbed, the woman that had been wounded, and then the older brother, right?
The older brother is the one who's all right, or is at least stabilized now. But he does, yeah, he has been stabbed. You can see the wounds that have been closed, the slash marks on his body that Leary had healed, that necrotic energy that had, or poison that had been on those wounds is starting to fade, although slowly, slower than the healing itself of the gashes. Iona looks as if she has a mixture of wounds, not of most of them not having been that same sort of whatever poisoned sharp implements had been used on the brothers.
Is there anyone else who's been wounded here?
Who are you asking?
Just in general, everyone. I'll ask her, and then
She's starting to, now that she's kind of gotten some attention, and we'll say that you've healed her a little bit. She kind of is groaning through the pain. She's like, oh, the brothers took the brunt of it, I think. Krasimir gave chase, but I don't know where he went.
What was that was attacking him? What did it look like?
It was monstrous little things.
Things?
There was a few of them, two that looked. It was hard to say. They were cloaked, covered, and then several smaller cloaked creatures, like halflings or gnomes in size.
Did they have blue or green skin, by chance?
I saw no skin. There was one creature that had green skin. He was some sort of magic user.
Was he leading them?
It seemed like it. But it was the small cloaked things that surprised us up here first before the other one appeared.
She'll receive 7 points of healing.
Okay.
Yeah, just to try to help.
Just a little sigh of relief from it.
If you can try to gather any others that have been wounded, I'll help them as best as I can. Keep an eye on that necro magic. It's dangerous.
Where's Maya?
She's
yeah.
not here.
Why would he... What's going on? You haven't talked to them, the rest of them, about it. It was just Corum, right?
Mm-hmm. And Bilnar's.
Right.
And then the ones in the mill.
Corum is there, and he starts to fill her in on what the situation was. The events that transpired in the woods. The conversation that was had with what's her name? Drislin and Francilla. Mara, as Nina is going across the bridge into the mill. You can see the mill door is slightly ajar.
Drislin?
Are you saying that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
Are you calling it out or just kind of like saying it?
Yeah.
You go up to the door?
Mm-hmm.
Pushing it open. Signs of fighting in here. Things knocked over. And standing over two slumped, small, cloaked creatures, Drislin has a bow trained at the door, 2 arrows knocked and ready. You see that cheerful face that you had seen before, now a whole nother expression, one of almost terror, but determination. Her eyes are wide and wild as she stares at the door.
Damn bitch.
And she can see she's not, it doesn't even look like she's breathing. She would almost assume that she was like a statue, how still she is just staring at you.
What happened here?
Is that you, Belly?
It's me. I'm
It's
here.
like, as she like doesn't move still, the bow's still trained right at you. It's you?
Promise.
She doesn't let go. Prove it.
How do I prove it?
Okay, good. She puts the bow down a little bit. She swallows. She's like catching breath that like she seemed to have been holding. Francella is guarding the rest upstairs. But those things, and she looks down at the two small dead bodies on the ground in front of her. You can see one of them has like an arrow like jutting from its neck. And there's like a little pool of black that's kind of starting to ooze out from them.
Can I step into the barn with her, like, slowly? What? I think the main area is on fire, but it's also not on fire. But I think that there was also a fight there.
Her eyes kind of like, these things just came in, and as like she's talking, you hear this like, it almost sounds like a burning of like the little thing of dynamite. You hear that little and there is this loud flat, like it's not quite of a pop, it's like a burst and a blast of flashing light that comes from the two bodies that were between you and her. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Cool.
No.
Ooh.
No.
14.
Okay, you're fine. There, it seems that the bodies blast outwards with this flash of light. And it's just burns away. It's almost like a firework that just goes pa! This blast of light comes from them, and you hear that burning, sizzling away. It's almost like all this stored light within their bodies just suddenly was released, and the little creatures of dark, almost blacks and grays, become nothing but ash. And you see drizzling light covering her eyes, as you both are okay. You needed a 10, or you would have been blinded with how bright this flash is. There's a little bit of that, like that after image, when you look down to where there's like this sizzling of ash, or it's almost like emberish, kind of like it just kind of sizzles away or on the ground, and there's like this little black scorch mark of a blast where their bodies had once been.
Holy fuck.
Oh gods,
Alright.
I forgot about that. She kind of like blinks her eyes.
They
Okay.
explode.
Well, that confirms what I thought that they might be. Yes, they do. Those were darklings, I assume. I don't know why they would be here in the material or plane. I don't. Is this one of your friends doing?
I have a feeling that this was the one that we were talking about before. Are you alright? Did you get hurt? Did anyone else get hurt?
We heard a little bit of the scuffle that went down, I guess, at the villa. There was some shouting and things, and Francilla went up to go protect those who were wounded upstairs and told me to guard the door. I was guarding the door, and something came out at me from the shadows. It just oozed out of the darkness. And
The shadows.
yes.
Are you sure the door was locked? And the window? And the cat could have opened a window?
I haven't seen Mr. Biscuit. I don't know where Mr. Biscuit. Oh no, do you think they took Mr. Biscuit? Is something wrong with Mr. Biscuit? Please tell me there's nothing wrong with Mr. Biscuit.
I'll pull her into like a hug and be like, probably dead.
Oh no! She like, no, Mr. Biscuit's fine. It's fine. It's probably up in a tree somewhere.
No, probably not. Probably not. It was a bit of a scuffle.
Whatever it was that came out of the shadows, it opened the door while I was trying to fight it and let the other one in. So I took them both out, and then I heard footsteps. This all just happened.
Okay, I think that you need to get to the villa, because I think that this has probably happened over there.
Why don't? Well, let's go together. We're safer together.
Okay, let's go together. Will they be all right? The other people.
Francilla! She's like, I'm going out, Francilla! She just shouts. There's no response from upstairs, but she just kind of nods. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
And she gets her bow, has an arrow knocked and ready, and follows you out back to the villa. Delnaris,
Mhm.
you look about the estate, about the villa, but find no trace of the women. You go towards the mill, and you can see Jerusalem and Nana coming across the bridge towards the villa.
Are the ladies
like-
safe? Drizzlin?
I have not seen them. They were. I've not seen them. They should be in the villa. Are they not in the villa?
They're not in the villa.
What about Maya? Is Maya still there? Does she know where she's at?
Maya's also not in the villa.
Okay. You should probably talk to Francilla then. I'm going to go and see. Is everyone safe in the villa? Are there any more of those things? We found darklings.
Darklings here.
I know. I didn't know if for sure that's what they were. They weren't wearing the normal things, but when they died, they definitely did their little exploding light thing.
Your friend have a usual connection to Darklings?
She looks over at Nana.
I'm starting to know less and less about my friend. He's never exploded before, if that's what you're asking.
You keep very strange company. I'm going to go into the mill.
Okay.
I'll go upstairs to see if I can find Francilla and the others.
Okay. As you go into the mill, up the staircase that leads up to the second floor, where there's more of a storage area. For a moment, you don't see any movement, and then from the side, because you know how she works, Francilla comes around the corner, daggers at the ready, and then lowers them. Dolores,
Francilla,
what is happening?
I'm not sure. Who all is upstairs?
All of the wounded are here. We heard that there was fighting at the villa, so I had Drizzlin watch the door below, and I came to stay here to make sure that they didn't harm those who had already fallen to harm.
And the ladies, have you seen them?
She see her brow furrow. No, we haven't seen anybody from the villa. That all just happened but moments ago. I heard a scuffle downstairs. Drizzlin said she fought darklings?
That's what it seems to be.
What of the rebel soldiers?
We've lost a few.
That is a tragedy. Is Maya
Yes.
still?
Maya's missing.
Is this the work of that one rogue Fae those three were talking about?
Seems to be. Like I said to Maya earlier, more trouble than they're worth. I'll turn around. Can I check and see if they're any closer to the tree, using the totems?
Yep. We'll say you start to kind of focus, and we'll just kind of roll a nature check for me.
Cool. That's a dirty 20.
All right. As you hear the thunder and the rain start pouring outside, you extend your senses from one totem to the other, focusing across the forest, going across vast amounts of terrain spreading out slowly in a circle, a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, the expanse around the grandfather tree, searching for any sort of disturbance to the presence of nature, the same sort of disturbance you had felt before all of this went down. And there's nothing in the way of that darkness, that presence that you had felt before. Whatever it was that had been here has left, and you know that the distance required to leave the full expanse of your senses, they are nowhere near anymore.
I'm gonna go back up to Maya's room.
Okay. Danissa, Leary, what have you guys been doing? I'll say that by this point, I too would have guessed that Nana and Drizzlin would have reached you guys first. Nana, as you come up to the second floor, you can see where, actually, now having seen this happen in the mill, make a either history or history check's fine, because you're trying to remember what you know about these darklings.
16.
Oh, okay. Being from the Feywild, you two have heard the stories of darklings. They were fey creatures that had been cursed a while back. Creatures that were fey that were no longer able to see light by any means, otherwise they would die. They completely cover themselves. They completely cloak themselves so as to avoid as much light as possible. And upon death, they burst with the amount of light that had been inside them once, now trapped within their darkling bodies. They just it's almost like a little flashbang of light. And they are not what I would say common in the Feywild, but they are kind of considered to be like fringe and outsiders. They're kind of like the mystery group that just kind of clings to the shadows, rarely seen because they are no longer allowed in the daylight. So they kind of tend to stay in dark places, away from people. And you're thinking about this as you're going to the villa, what you had just experienced. It's like you're remembering these stories of the darklings.
Oofed.
Let's see.
There's nothing left to fight at the villa. I think I will probably try to get Hayden down to the baths and start cleaning him up.
Okay. As you come up the stairs, Nana, you can see Coram is helping Leary take a cloth-covered body towards the baths, we'll say. And Danissa is currently still tending to helping bandage some of the wounds on Iona's body.
Was there a lot of death?
I don't know. You hear from Iona there on the ground. She is avoiding eye contact with Coram and Leary as they pass by. And we're still missing Krasimir. He chased after our attackers. He's not
Can you
downstairs.
remind me of who Kresimir is real quick?
He was a human man. Kind of curly, short hair that was kind of shaved on one side. I think you had only really seen him at breakfast once. He hadn't really been interacting with you guys.
Okay.
Thayan?
Was it just the darklings?
Danissa, your ears perk up at the mention of darklings.
Do I know about them?
Yeah.
Aside from
Yeah, you particularly so, because you had recently seen some. Whenever you had been at the
hotel, or that like
yes,
in
at the inn waiting for the rest to arrive. There had been some amongst the winter soldiers.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, they were hanging out in the dark and looking all creepy.
Yep.
Staring at me.
Yep. The ones that had been in the corner, kind of like staring at you for whatever reason. Yeah. But your ears perk up about, like, what about darklings? Iona's like, darklings?
Were they here? The little things wearing cloaks. They explode?
Yes. Those were... Yes, they... And you, as you had been walking up the stairs, you saw several places that, remember I had said there were like scorch marks on the ground? Very similar in effect to the one that had just happened in the mill. And you're kind of like that quick flash burn of fire and light just kind of burns away everything of them. And she goes, yes, I didn't know what they were, but every time we felled one, it would burn away and explode in light. She points a little down the hallway, close to where there is a pool of blood, and there's a same kind of flash mark that was there on the wall, where you see like a dagger placed.
Did you see anything else? Anything a little bit taller, green in color?
She turns, looking from Danissa to you, to Drizzlin, and is like, nods slowly. Yes, there was two taller creatures that were leading the smaller cloaked things. One of them was kind of green. It looked... She kind of looks over at Drizzlin a little bit, and it's like, look, like maybe could have been some sort of fae, but this one looked almost like a plant.
Right. Was he... You said he was magic using?
Yes, blasting with some sort of beams of arcane energy.
Got to be in...
He got me... Well, she like looks down at a couple of the blast marks that are on her armor, burnt and like seared flesh that is now starting to has now been healing, and you've now like helped her bandage up a little bit.
And did he get hit? Did you take him down?
I don't think so. Everything was happening so fast, and one of those...
Where did he go?
I don't know. I heard Krasimir chasing and fighting down the stairs. I couldn't see for a while. One of those things burned, and I just sat and fell. Couldn't move anymore. And when I started coming to, I saw... She looks over at where Varin is like laying there, but is breathing and has been tended to. He's just like kind of over against the wall. She goes, then I saw everyone else started to come and arrive. Did you see? There was one more of us. Krasimir, was he not downstairs?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, we've only seen him. You imagine it's the one person who wasn't talking much during breakfast, but you had seen him maybe once, but you didn't see a body of his.
Yeah. No, I didn't see anyone else.
Okay. Then maybe there's still hope then that he's out there somewhere.
I understand that people are missing. Maybe he was kidnapped. I don't know.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Look, until we
Danissa,
find...
you're muted if you're talking to us.
Sorry. Is Delnaris with us now?
I don't know. Oh yeah, because you were gonna go back, right? Yeah. So we'll say after a little bit after this conversation is going, then yeah, Daenerys approaches again because he had talked to Francilla for a minute.
Well, until we find Fenrir, this is just going to keep happening, isn't it?
Which of you is good with the arcane? Any of you?
I have some magic that I can use.
Are you good at identifying it? Traces of it, remnants of it, where it may have been used? Good. Come with me.
Why should I come anywhere with you? Are you kidding?
Do you want to find who did this? Or are you going to just sit there and kneel in the woods again? Hide.
Oh, and you're going to beat up an old lady again. How honorable.
I forget to tell you this. I'm much older than you. Why is this an issue? Look, if I wanted to hurt anyone here, I would have done so long ago. Now you can come with me and you can help, or you can sit here and be useless.
Bringing Drizzlin with me.
Drizzlin's like, sure. No, wait. She kind of whispers over to you, Marsh, like, what happened in the woods?
Your friend beat me up.
Did you deserve it?
I was trying to help.
Okay. She doesn't say anything. She's okay.
All right. Let's go to... First, let's check Maya's room. See if there's any residue or remnants of any sort of teleportation magic.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the magics work.
Okay.
But if I don't have a spell prepared, am I allowed to use that as a ritual spell? Or do I have to have it prepared in order
I think you have to have it prepared.
Right, I think that's just
the wizards. That's a wizard thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
Yeah,
I got
don't have
detect
that
magic.
ready then.
You go into the room where you can see this battle had apparently happened around this room. The door busted open. And the room looks surprisingly undisturbed considering everything else you have seen up to this point. There is a chair that was at the desk that seems toppled over on its back. There is some paper, some parchment that is on the desk, and some writing implements, a quill, and over off on the left-hand side of this desk, closest to the window, a bag of components, some of it having spilled out onto the desk itself.
I'll use detect magic on that.
Okay. As your eyes flash with that light, and you start looking about the room. You gather the components themselves are magical in nature. You see a small baggie opening it, it's like phosphorus. Another couple of odds and ends, twigs, random things. Go ahead. Danissa, you're muted again.
Could I do I would go with, but could I do an arcane check to see if I recognize these components and what spell it might go to?
Sure.
Since I have to do components myself.
Oh my god, I just did the thing.
Ooh.
Sorry, I ruined you. Soz, I broke you.
It's okay.
19?
19? Okay. For our an arcana check, basically, right? Okay. Hold on. This is not the right one. Is it this one? Loading. No. It had to have been this one. Loading the things that she had. There it is. some of the components here. You see sulfur, a little bit of bat guano, components for fireball. You see a couple other things that look like tools used for perhaps scrying on individuals. I think in this case, for that one, it's like a small silver mirror that she has for that.
Right.
But nothing. With that, you would know that there are things that are not present. And one of those being that had been talked about before, that she knew how to. I think it was talked about before. Why Maya was so important to be kept safe.
I know
Right, you guys-
Leary overheard it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that like Danessa probably did as well.
Because I don't remember what the context was. I don't want to like give more information.
Well,
but
I know that like the twins are safe; they're not at the villa, and that Coram said to keep Maya safe. So I had asked you last time if I could put 2 and 2 together and realized that Maya knew where the twins were.
yes, probably, or knew how to get to them at least.
Yeah.
Who's the one who knows where they're at?
Oh, well,
That's what it was. Is it?
Yeah,
But you didn't tell us that she's the one that knows where they're at.
yeah.
It-
Okay.
That's
can
what it
I
is.
can I
But-
do like
Gotta get-
an investigation check or something to see if there's like any, like, I don't know,
You. Yeah.
to see if there's any trace of like, oh, a teleportation spell was done here.
Yeah. Go for it. Make an investigation check. Mara, Nana's looked around. Some of the components, those give off a magical aura. But there's nothing else in this room that gives off any sort of magical anything except for what is on your,
Okay.
your companions here.
17.
17? No. It doesn't look like any sort of chalk. I would say with your age, you know what is needed for teleportation to be used, and know that she carried the components necessary for these things.
Right.
And as they're as Nana's kind of like digging through some of the things in that component pouch, you don't see that chalk there. The chalk necessary to draw a circle that would be needed.
All right. We know that Maya is safe, at least. She's used her chalk for the teleportation circle. That doesn't answer my question about the ladies.
Coram has been with Leary, right? So Drizzlin is the one there. Do you think that whoever it was that this person was that took Maya could have taken the ladies as well?
I do not think that Maya was taken. I think she left of her own accord. I think whoever did this is still here.
You think she
The
would have just
importance of-
left everyone here?
I think if it came down to it and it was a matter of life and death for those that she protects, she knows the value that she holds. And she knows that she's the one that they are after. Perhaps leaving is the greatest way to save more lives and save those here.
Where were the women at before? Up
Most
in the room?
likely in the room on the 3rd floor, yes.
Was it
What
disturbed?
would be
Very.
what would be the importance of taking those 2 women?
I don't know.
A debt of gratitude, perhaps?
I'm She turns to to Belladonna. She turns to Nana. She goes, "I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go look upstairs. I'm curious. You'll be all right by here." She kind of looks between you and Delnaris.
I'll be fine.
She kind of like pats your little cheek and gives a little like that. She goes, "Okay." She turns and leaves the room.
So, why did you poof him away?
Because and she thinks she's like caught off guard a little bit. Just, fuck. Because all of you are so hot-headed, you would have just killed him. Same thing
Yes.
that you did to Newt. I'll turn towards Leary and Danissa.
Lyra's
need-
not there.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh,
No,
Danissa's
I
there.
think-
I'll turn towards Danissa then. Same thing that you did with Newt. Act
We-
first, think later.
You don't know what I would do. You barely know me.
All I know is that I watched you skin whatever that thing was. By the time you were dragging it away as a tree or whatever the hell, it was cut in half and it had been bitten. And you can't really get information out of a dead man, can you?
I wasn't going to kill it. I just put it in my mouth.
Now,
Did you
And
not
it
see it
wasn't
cut
him
in
either way.
half?
I didn't do that.
I thought if I
expect to
I
get.
thought if I sent it away, it would come back, wouldn't it?
Well, it didn't end up being him anyway.
Oh, excellent! How good! So I got almost killed for nothing for trying to help. How good!
We
How
got
excellent! What a team!
You were not killed. What makes you think that I would have gone much farther than what I did?
I
You
don't
dropped
know
the spell, he came back, I left you alone.
Wow, how honorable! What a good man!
I really don't care what you think of me. But I have a place and a home to protect, and you've brought something in here that has caused damage.
In here,
Yes. You have pissed off whatever this thing is, and then you came here because he knew that he could find you here.
well, he doesn't seem very interested in me, does he? He's took your family, your friends. I'm still here.
And thank gods that you are.
She's like pissed. She's gonna have like a little tanty and storm back into the way.
So it leaves, I guess, you and Danissa in the room, right?
So you can
Think
turn into a tree.
I am a tree.
Are you the tree?
I am the tree.
Got it. That's why you were able to tell something was
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
Well, everyone needed to get rid of this and to get your family back. I'm in 100%. And I know that most of us are too. Nana may not seem like it, but she's willing to fight.
Yes, she's willing to fight me every step along the way.
She's working out some internal trauma.
A little hard when internal trauma becomes external trauma.
Right.
Look, I just wanted her to drop the spell. There's not much I can do. I don't really have countering magics. I just know, hit something hard enough, eventually it'll stop concentrating on that and concentrating on the pain.
Right. That's what we've been taught against magic users. Hit them hard enough and they'll drop their spell. What else can we do?
Well, I have overheard Maya's. Well, I know Maya quite well, and we have talked about quite a number of things, but I would like to understand the situation at hand rather than jumping to conclusions and spreading information that doesn't need to be spread. If I can have any proof that she has indeed teleported, and that she has taken the girls with her, then I know where we need to go. Getting there is a different story. But let's focus on the evidence at hand, shall we?
Meanwhile, in the bathroom, as you were cleaning off Hayden's body with Coram, Leary.
As we begin to clean, the golden color begins to slowly fade away from Leary, turning more into like an icy pale color.
Coram still like sets the boy down, and he's not like looking at you directly, but he still comments on it. There's no need for you to do that. He's not looking at you, but he's like, as he's like trying to, he's just staring at the sheet that is covered over Hayden right now, as you guys had just set him down. There'll be time to feel that cold frost later. I don't think despite whatever everything seems to be, I don't hold this against you. I don't think this was something that you would have done.
I think I hold it against us.
Well, you didn't know. Did you?
We should have known something.
He puts a hand on Hayden's body, on his chest. Well, I would normally agree with you, but I've also been in your shoes before. And I know what it's like to be under the illusions of the court and things. It's easy to fall swayed to them. That's why I don't blame you. When I found my way out, I left. This, however, doesn't stink to me of the court's games. If Darklings were indeed involved, then your friend seems to be having more dealings with things outside of the courts. Darklings aren't necessarily outcasts, but they're not necessarily friends to any of the courts as far as I know.
As far as we know, and we seem to know very little about what the courts are actually doing.
I'll tell you what they're doing. He takes a deep breath and then seems to think better of what he started to say in frustration.
No, say it. Find no friend in the courts here.
The best... Well, Francilla spoke on this earlier. But the more dissension that they can keep from knowing whatever truth they are trying to hide, that suits them. This seems all but a diversion for something else entirely. I don't think whatever your Finrian person is doing is necessarily coming from the courts either. Why would they get involved in the material plane? This has nothing to do with them.
He's got some other motive. don't know who he was speaking with when we traveled. He claimed it was Lady Frostspring, but we know it wasn't.
And yet Lady Frostspring sent you here to find generals or people of the Clover Fallen?
She did.
How did you...
All in the great game.
And you knew... You came here to find the twins.
The twins were next on our list.
Who else was on this list?
DM, who else was on the list?
I was wondering if you knew.
No, I think all we were told was Newton and the twins.
Yeah. Well, you were told
I
that
was
there...
given the list, but
Yeah. You were told that there were... Yeah, basically I think that was actually it. Because you were told that there were soldiers that were here from the Feywild, but didn't know exactly what kind of ties they had, and that they knew the generals. So that was kind of the extent. You were looking for, or had been... there had been mention before of someone above the generals, one who served directly under Vinius himself,
The champion.
the champion. And that you were hoping that was the big goal, was to find this champion. But to get to him, you knew you need to find the generals.
We were told
twins.
of a champion to find.
Just one? You found one. He kind of smirks a little bit.
But I take that to mean he's implying himself.
Well, he was...
Oh, like in
the
a flirty banter.
Yeah, kind of like just a champion. He was like, why he was like, just
Gotcha.
one? It's like, you found one.
I see you still think quite highly of yourself.
I did. Still do sometimes. Maybe not now. Freaking Nana.
We just saw your comment at the same time.
Yeah.
You freaks.
I mean, we're cleaning the body.
Mm-hmm.
Gallows, humor, and conversation.
He's looking down at Hayden's body right now. These people do not need to be brought into business of the Feywilds like they did. They have enough to deal with than having to worry about creatures from far away.
When we get rid of these extra problems, their problems will become my problems.
If Maya's still alive, if this Fenrian person has taken her, will he kill her?
I don't know anything he would or wouldn't do. I don't know who he's working for. I don't know what his goal is. We're blind, other than he enjoys tormenting us.
Okay. Can I trust you?
Would like to hope so.
Francilla might know a way to get to to the twins. She knows some magic. Enough to be able to scry, perhaps. Do you have anything of Fenrian's?
I'm gonna pull out the component pouch.
Nice.
Or the little baggie?
Mm-hmm. But what would be our goal in getting to the twins? Should we not squire Maya first? We already led Fenrian here. We wouldn't want to lead him to them. If Maya has somehow slipped his grasp.
If Maya has slipped his grasp, I don't think Maya would have left her people here. Not willingly. And I know how persuasive Fae can be. If there's the chance he has been listening to our conversations while we have been unaware.
And I hope he knows he's a ripe old piece of shit, and everything I did to the clone I will do to him and more.
He just kind of like lets you rant. Then he knows, Maya knows exactly where the twins are. They're in a city, but not one that can be found by land. This is an ancient city that floats in the skies.
What?
It's where these rebels are using, it's what they are using as a base, a home. It's safe from the Empire. The Empire can't find what keeps moving. If Fenrian has taken Maya, that is where she's going to be. That is where the twins are. And if Fenrian is there, there is a whole lot of trouble he's going to find himself in.
That's right.
I would prefer if we didn't sully the name of Fae by having him fuck things up for us there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do what we can to stop him. The only thing I do know is even in the midst of all of this, of letting some of his cards show, he was still going on and on about the Clover Fallen and how we had fallen to Clover Rot. So what little I do know, I think he thinks that he is somehow still helping the cause, however twisted it may be, whoever he's serving.
Then I suppose we have some scrying to do. He puts another hand on Hayden's chest and like squeezes the cloth into a ball in his fist. I want to do right by these people. And that's where we're going to go to break real quick. As we see what and where the FaeHunters are going to go next. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. Woo! hello. Welcome back to Fae Hunters, where all the drama goes down, or whatever.
Is that a new theme song?
Really
No.
just cash it in there at the end.
Where all the drama goes down. Hey. So, who's that inspiration for? To Delnaris, because I don't know. Nice.
What the fuck?
I have
I'm here
two
for it.
now.
You
I'm
have
here for
two?
it.
Oh my gosh. Nice.
'Cause I got
Wait,
one
who
before.
doesn't have inspiration at least once?
I
Maybe.
used
Larry?
it.
Larry?
Bean doesn't. Someone give it to Bean.
Danessa,
He
do you
needs
have
I
inspiration?
do have an inspiration.
All right, cool.
I used the one I had from last session.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Because earlier, Galil was in here and gave Nana inspiration.
That's my first time being given inspiration. This is a fucking big moment for me.
Wait,
Galil's
No,
my
I'm pretty sure
favorite
Graham
now.
has like given it to
Who
you to
just
like
gave
cause
me
chaos.
inspiration?
Nope. First time ever
Really?
getting it was Galil. Yep.
Thank you so
He gives it to anyone else except for me.
That's fair. That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
So what happens if we somehow accidentally burn its head to the ground?
Will you be
Uh,
angry at us?
Would you be mad at us?
It's
if
how
we-
the game goes. I
Am I?
mean, you know, if a tet falls from the sky, all hands lost, then guess we had to. This campaign just got a whole lot more interesting.
Now we have to just.
Again,
we
that's
have
why
to-
you haven't like told us when specifically in the timeline this happens, right? You still don't know how we're gonna fuck things up.
Yep. Actually, me and Akatsuki had this conversation earlier today, but that is neither here nor there. Okay. So, trust the board at the
Oh,
park place with 4
taco.
hotels. Wow, Taco's bringing out fighting words.
Graham's
Fighting
not here. Someone's got to channel it in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't be mean to me. I'm the middle child.
Oh.
I
Don't be
mean,
mean to me. I'm the younger middle child.
Shut up.
I mean,
Shut up, DiGiorno's.
the Jornos. Alrighty.
It's not
So,
delivery. It's the joy.
Leary, as I mean, there wasn't much to do in the way of like cleaning the void to begin
I
with.
mean, we cleaned and we like.
It was
Have
more
him
of just
looking
it
a
was
little
more of
nice.
just like getting like a moment to
I
talk.
don't know what Delnaris does in the forest. I don't know if it's like a put him on the cliffside thing, if it's like a funeral pyre, if it's like a floating down the river thing,
Nasty, terrible things. You don't
if it's
wanna
like
know.
a bury him in your roots thing.
No, that's for
Ew.
special people.
Gross.
That's
Okay.
what he did with his wife.
Yeah, it's still gross.
Yeah, you
Alright.
know, you could always just like abandon them like Nana does.
Alright.
All right.
Settle down.
Settle your pedals, as is said.
Settling pedals.
So, what are you guys doing collectively?
Oh yeah.
I guess we are getting ready to scry.
Okay.
Maybe?
So you're gonna.
Well, I guess we need to go talk
So-
to Francilla.
Okay. So, leaving the spa room or whatever, wherever you guys.
What's going on? What's going on with Mr. Biscuit? Is he like fried somewhere?
Fuck, shut up. Don't ask.
Like he's just
Why
gonna
would you
pop
bring
up
it
and his
up?
tail's
What's
gonna
wrong
be on
with
fire.
you? Shush.
The only
Don't you
thing,
fucking giggle at me. We're
only
not talking about
thing
Mr.
Mara's
Biscuit.
afraid of.
Yeah. Leary and Corim come back into the rooms where currently Danissa and Delnaris is. Nana, where did you said you went off upset. Where did you go?
Oh, I just went like into the hallway to hang out with the fucking blood stains and explosion marks, so I didn't have to be a part of this conversation.
You see that Iona is still there, like leaning up against the wall, sitting on the ground, but just kind of like her eyes closed. Looks like she's resting. As Coram and Leary exit from the room where the baths are and come towards you guys.
And as you all see Leary for the first time, you'll notice that she's kept that new form.
Okay.
So you're blue now?
Like a pale, like white blue,
Weird.
like
What?
icy.
Hey, sister.
Hey!
Leary's just
We
like,
match
"Don't talk to
now.
me. Oh, my feelings.
Don't talk to me. Just very.
Are Hughes surviving so well? Ugh.
Looking quite pale over there.
Well, not all of us can look like a bitch.
I think you look fantastic.
And you'll see like a little bit of like gold flash as she says that, and then it'll like settle back down.
Damn. All right, settle down. Fuck.
Are your parents like half?
Oh,
I was
see,
about to say, are
that's-
your parents like
does that
related?
work?
Fuck you.
I was gonna say, well, because Eladrin don't. Here's the thing:
Hey, biology 101.
Eladrin can switch seasons. It's never. They are never truly tied to one or the other. However, since recent
The rise of the
memory
Fae Court.
with the courts, they have encouraged Eladrin to stay within their wherever like their family has been. So if their family is summer, they're encouraged to stay within summer. If they are spring, they're encouraged to stay within spring, because whoever has the most
Wait,
feeds what?
your voice sounds like crackly.
Yeah, I know. We're having.
It's some mic tech issues.
Oh man. Okay.
He's haunted.
I am haunted.
Haunted.
Yes.
But all of his DMing from the past.
Today apparently. Yeah, the voice mod for whatever reason is not working today. It's not working well. It's working too well. It was creating doubles of my voice for whatever reason. And this was the conversation that was basically had last time with Francilla, was that the courts are encouraging or discouraging people to switch around. They used to be able to move freely from whatever season to whatever season because they were all Fae. But now it's like if you're in the Winter Kingdom, you're, Winter Kingdom solely, etc., for each family. And it's just kind of been now a generational encouragement to stay within those bounds. So it doesn't, like with Leary having had spent most of her life in summer, a change like this is kind of like a big deal.
We've
for her.
seen Delnaris change a couple of times.
And that was part of the thing. It was just kind of like, oh, look at him. He's like, you just switch so easily just because.
Because you even called me out on that when I was like, what the fuck? And you were like, you're Ladrin, like.
And
Yeah.
I can do if you're bad. Do it if you're good.
You guys are coming out there. Danissa, Delnaris. You can hear Coram. He kind of peeks in the door and is like, do you have a moment? I'm calling you out.
Need a moment. Have a twist.
Go on.
Yeah.
Where's Drizzlin?
She's
Stairs.
on the third floor.
He calls up the stairs for Drizzlin to come down. In the meantime, I've been speaking to Leary. And he looks over at Danissa and Nana. Knowing Maya the way I do, I don't believe she would have just up and left everyone. I don't think she left of her own free will. I know how Faye can be, and if this one is as tricky as he has proven to be, if he's been listening to our conversations, he might have an idea who's the one that might know where those twins are, the next on your hit list, he says towards Danissa and Nana, maybe a little more forcefully than he normally has been. What the restraint he has been showing. If that is the case, Drizzlin comes down the stairs, and she too seems to have gone into a more pale color, far from her bright yellows and greens that she had been before. I'm gonna turn this off. I just realized I had also left the rain outside noise. I don't know if that was the crackly noise that you were hearing earlier, if it was coming from me. Francilla might have a way to look for either Fenrir or Maya. If either one of them, if they are in each other's company. And he looks over at Drizzlin. What did you find upstairs? It doesn't look like there was violence. It just looks like things were kind of turned over. I don't think the women were harmed. She looks over at Delnaris, trying to be of some sort of comfort. But if they are not here, then he may have... She looks over at Leary, Nana, and Danissa. I'm going to assume that this person that was a friend of yours seemed turning to be a little more smarter than he had seemed to be before.
He was hiding many things. His plans were one of them. I imagine he led himself on to be more of a klutz than he actually was. So,
do you think he would have taken the women as hostages then?
if he believes that they were the twins, possibly. He had his own agenda with this.
I don't think him
This
taking
person.
them as hostages would be outside the realm of possibility. Especially if he had any hint of who Delnaris truly is.
He may have taken them then as a precaution. Although I have a feeling that he made a grave mistake. She looks over at Delnaris and kind of tries a weak smile. Because if there's one thing he would have done, would be then to incur the wrath of our host.
There's like a visible like shimmering of heat coming off of Delnaris' head.
Coram kind of nods. Alright. Well, let us talk to Francilla then. Where... He starts, like, he's like, we still... Have you seen your friend? The one that you traveled here with?
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Candlestick.
Yeah, Brundle. Oh no.
Brundlestick. Brundle's Bruce.
I honestly
Hi.
forgot he existed.
Oh no!
Or
Well,
Brundlestick, he doesn't deserve it.
No
Just
object
assumed he was
permanence. As
okay.
soon as
Damn
Brundlestick
it.
like leaves the room, he stops existing.
God damn it.
True though.
Oh. Wow, I feel
I'm-
terrible now.
I haven't seen Brundlestick.
Coram moves past you guys in the direction of where your rooms are.
Has anyone checked his bedroom?
Do you remember which room was his?
I'm gonna go check all the rooms to see if he was looking for any, especially like since I still have his component pouch on my belt.
I honestly thought he would sleep in a stable, kind of like a horse.
Larry, you go to your room,
Not now, Nana.
and it's been
Mhm.
trashed.
Ooh.
That's right, fucker. I keep it on my belt.
You can see that the bed has been torn as if like a dagger has been like just ripped pillows apart. It's not just turning things over, he destroyed as much as he could. Danissa, you go to your room or Brundlestick's room first?
I'll go to Brundlestick's room.
The door opens. And Brundlestick is laying in bed.
Mm.
The sheets darkened with blood.
No.
Can we medicine check?
I'm gonna go over there and check his pulse.
He has been dead for some time as the body seems to be cold now.
Brundlestick. Oh.
There's
Fuck.
a scrawl of ink splashed on paper with a dagger that has been
Iskra,
stuck
don't
into
make
his-
me laugh. This is a sad moment. Jeez.
as the dagger that was placed through the sheets chose the wrong side. Written in Sylvan.
Fuck. Dennis knows Sylvan, so. I don't know Sylvan. I know Elvish,
What?
Leonin, and Common. and
You
that's
know,
it.
Do I know Sylvan?
You're Fae.
Yes,
It's just assumed
Okay.
that all Fae know
Okay.
Sylvan.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did you just assume, Aaron?
Yeah, I assumed. I gave
can't.
I blessed
Hi,
everybody
Vanessa,
with that
but
knowledge.
I can't read.
Oh no! You know Common, but don't know Sylvan.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, knowing Common's a big deal. He's kind of like a big thing in the music industry.
Jesus Christ. Nana, do you go to your room?
God.
Yeah.
It's untouched. But there is a note on the bed.
She'll go and pick it up.
It's not folded, it's just written on. And it just says, I thought you knew better.
What the fuck?
My turn.
She's gonna like scrunch that fucking note.
You're like, your heart kind of goes out because you're half expecting something nice. He left you a note. And then you pick it up and you read it. And as you just see this very simple statement, the paper just crumbles into your hand as you grip it tightly.
Fucker.
I'm gonna alert
She's
the
like-
others.
Fuming.
Quorum followed you, Danessa, because you went to just to kind of see.
She's gonna keep the note.
Okay. You.
Danissa, have you checked your room?
I haven't, no. I assume he's gonna leave some kind of trap in there, so I don't know if I should. If any of us. Brundlestick had nothing to do with this. He didn't need to die. I'm gonna walk out and I'll go to my room. Fuck it.
You touch the doorknob, and it feels cold to the touch. Like colder, and you realize as you pull your hand away, the door itself has like a small layer of almost like barely frost. Almost like frost is starting to form.
Everyone, take a look at this.
It looks a bit cold. Corb says.
Well, put your hand on it. It's colder
No,
than it should be.
I
And I don't
believe
live
you.
in conditions like this. I'm going to kick the door down.
Make a strength
let's-
check for me.
Fucking do it. Wow, I got a 3. I got a 7.
Wait, don't you have inspiration?
Could I do just like athletics instead of?
You have
strength?
inspiration
Okay.
if you want to
Yeah,
use
we'll
it.
do inspiration.
If you
Yeah,
want,
right.
you don't have to, but you can. You have it there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll use that. Yeah. 23. Inspiration gun.
Kick it. You kick it extremely hard, and the door falls off its hinges, just like, and immediately you see it kick up snow from the inside of your room. It's been frost blasted. Everything is covered in ice and snow. And you two have a note placed into the wall with a dagger.
Where is he getting all these daggers? Where did he purchase them? In winter, in Neverwinter. Maybe. Okay, I'll go up to the. I'll go up to the note. Look
Also-
around first, just to make sure that.
Making a perception and investigation check, whichever you would like.
Okay. Perception. Wow. 9.
9. I mean,
Yeah.
what belongings you had in here are definitely covered in frost and snow and ice. You go over to the note, and it's also written in Sylvan. Winter calls you home.
Oh. Wait.
Corum steps into the room cautiously.
It's fine. I probably would have died by now if there's some kind of trap. Winter calls me home.
Corum eyes you, and like you recognize the face of like unsure, almost distrustful. How well did you know this one?
I had first met him when we started this mission.
He kind of just raises an eyebrow and turns and walks out of the room.
Did I have a note, or was it just destruction?
Yours was just destruction.
Yeah, fuck you.
Good. We're not friends at all.
This was definitely done by him. My family? He doesn't mean to threaten them.
Can I walk up to Danissa at that moment?
Sure.
My turn. What's in my room?
The bodies
It's
of
like
your
Christmas.
kids.
Where is your room? Is upstairs, isn't it? Don't you
It's
have
on the
your
third
room
floor, yeah.
on the third floor? Your room hasn't been gone through. You see the mess that was made on the third floor is within like the living spaces. The bedrooms weren't like gone into. Everything seems still, which leads you to believe that if anything had happened to the women, they must not have been in their rooms. They must have been in the main rooms, wherever the struggle took place. But Drizzlin is right. Even as you've looked around, there is no sign of carnage here. There is no sign of disaster or violence. Just looks like a scuffle. Some things that were knocked over. Some of it done. It just seems to be like for just the pure purpose of knocking the stuff over.
Didn't even leave a note. Well, I guess I'll clean this later. Go back
And
downstairs.
I have walked up to Denissa
Sure.
as she kind of steps out of the room with the note.
Mhm.
Are you going to show the note or try to hide it or anything?
I'll show it to you. I'm more worried that
Can I
She's-
tell like how it's affecting you?
it's clear on my face. But if you want to do an insight check, you can.
Sure.
She's just thinking of all the possibilities that the note could mean.
It's a natural
Most-
20 for a 26.
That's okay.
I read you
Yeah.
like a book.
Yeah, she is like contemplative, but also worried about the implications of the note. And confused.
I'm going to take the note away from Denissa and tear it to shreds. Don't let him get inside your head. It's the whole point of him leaving a note and doing this to your room.
Did
He's
you have
smarter
one-
than he ever let on. He's playing games with us.
Did you get a note?
After a fashion.
I think my note was Brundlestick.
Where's Nana?
Nana she'll come and join you guys out in the hallway.
Is her room okay?
My room's fine. No messages or anything.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah. Make a deception check.
Mine's
Nana.
covered in a winter wonderland, so if you want to...
And it's
Still
very
angels
apparent
there,
as they're
feel
like
free to.
it's like standing in front of an open refrigerator door. Like you can feel the cold air kind of just pooling around your feet.
Mm.
Thanks, Fenrian. You refrigerated all my items.
Kept them fresh.
My drink is refreshing now.
It reminds me of
Um,
home, okay?
I got a 17.
Yeah, I got a 23. I'm fucking fine.
Oh. Nice.
What
Stone
happened to you
cold.
guys? Did he leave you a note?
Which one of us
Mine.
are you asking?
Either of you?
I'll give you mine.
Well,
Cute.
it's in little pieces because
Oh yeah.
Larry
I
tore it
wrote
out. Tore it
Oh.
Yeah, just the confetti.
Jeez, you're like that's
I
mine.
was like,
I'll point to the floor.
Corum like looks over at Denissa. Yeah, he did have a note. Something about being called home.
Right. She.
Seems he has some kind of affinity for you. You can feel like just a little bit of like static. Just
So it would seem. He kind of turns back
Denissa,
to Denissa.
For me,
home
I
is
wanted to-
difficult.
I want you to
to
rip it to
leave.
shreds. Affinity. Never.
Just because
Did
you
we
were born
find-
somewhere doesn't mean it's home.
Hmm.
Remember that,
Did-
Denissa.
Did we find Candlestick?
Candlestick is dead.
Oh,
You're still not
Okay.
using his correct name, even when
Brundlestick has been killed. And Fenrian left us a
Candlestick,
message.
Brundle stick, lizard stick, something stick.
Can I slap Nana?
Do it! Oh,
Even though no lie,
also
thanks to my
slap
negative
Nana?
strength modifier, it does 0 damage.
It's
How
like a
do I
little,
fucking-
Purpose of it.
How do I roll to stop that shit?
It's just like an AC check, isn't it?
Sorry,
Yeah.
can I get the trees to all slap Nana again?
all the branches come out of nowhere.
They just
that
grow
is-
out of the wood walls. Sorry.
It is
No.
very, very low. It is only a 6.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah. It's just against your
AC
AC.
check.
Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
she just rolls to attack, and if it goes above your AC, then it would have hit you. But
I'm not good at unarmed
Just grab her
combat.
hand and
Yeah.
like put it down.
At least have some
So-
fucking respect for the dead. He died for us.
He trusted us.
Did he die for us? Or did he die because we put him in a weird situation because we killed his
He
family?
died because your fucking friend Fenrian decided to come after us.
My friend, he seems to love Denissa.
When did this come about?
And the note that you sure didn't get.
I would have told you if I got a note, wouldn't I?
Doubtful.
I've got nothing to hide.
Again, very doubtful.
What's the plan? What are we doing?
I don't know. Do you want to be a part of this plan?
I need to contact.
Do you want to
Lady
calm down a little
Frostspring.
bit?
I'm
Donaris comes back downstairs.
Really? Because you're quite pasty right now, honey. I'm not sure if anyone's ever told you.
Did she ever take a breath? Or is she still going?
You, Nana.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a foot in.
Corum like puts his hands up. I am going to go and talk to Francilla. She might have a way to scry and look for either Fenrian or Maya.
Now, Danissa, you said you wanted to contact someone. Who would that be?
Lady
Yeah, Danissa.
Frostspring. She.
Don't know
I'll
if
do it
that's...
in front of you.
I don't know if
And-
that's wise anymore, though.
I need to
And-
make sure that the rest of my family's okay.
I would prefer you don't do that in my home. More than welcome to go out into the forest to do so, and I would love to have a conversation with her as well, but I don't know how I feel about the courts having
Right.
intimate knowledge of my home.
Understandable.
Or the fact that Corum says this, or the fact that we are here. I
Yes.
don't think it would look very well on you to be in the presence of us. And he gestures over to Drizzlin and himself.
I will
Coram,
have to
do you
make
need
my,
company?
introduction anyway.
I've got something of Fenrian's, if we need it to scry.
I think it would be helpful. Shall we?
This
Is the-
lot is
Oh, sorry. Is the illusion still going? Is the fucking house still on fire?
fake fire.
We can go out and look if you want. Even from the windows, I would say that you would have been able to tell from the windows that I believe that the illusion's still going. Let me double check.
So we okay.
No, it is not still going. It would have passed by now.
That means
Yeah.
you had to be in the area. If an illusion is if he has to concentrate on the illusion, he needs to be close by. Means while we entered, he had to be close by enough to actually concentrate on maintaining that illusion.
Is this a DM thing, or is it?
Yeah, I guess this is a question for you. How are you ruling?
I
Does he
believe
Close
with
by, he lead, do whatever.
I think with what is happening here in this particular case,
Mm-hmm.
it is a concentration spell.
Mhm.
Both, I think all of the illusion ones are. Some have a greater range than others.
Mm-hmm.
So it would appear that, yeah, he probably had to have been pretty close by, but now that the illusion's gone,
He could be anywhere.
he could be long gone.
I suppose I'm just trying to understand the timeline of if we walked into the home when the illusion was still there and the women were gone, and it was still going when we went to the mill and then came back. Means he had not teleported away quite yet, if that's what we believe happened.
Corum's like, if that is the case, then we don't have much time. I'm going to go speak to Francilla now.
Good. Tell me, I will go with you, that way I can get an idea of what direction to go to.
Okay. Corum leaves. Iona is like standing. Killa has now gotten up and is standing and kind of still like looks like she's kind of weak sore, but tries to go following after him. Well, actually, she probably would be staying with Varin because he is still out at the moment. And then, Nana, are you going? Larry, you're going with Corum, right? You said you're going. Danissa, are you staying or are you going?
I'll go with.
I'll go with them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All of you head towards the mill. Drizzlin follows along with you, and as she's like walking, you can see that her skin has indeed become more pale. The transformation has not been complete, but you can tell that she is definitely a lot more somber than she had been ever in your memory, Nana. But you guys make it to the mill. Corum tells her everything that has transpired. Francilla looks to the three of you. I do have the ability to try and scry on someone. Who would you have me look for? I can either look for Finrin, though he may be trickier to find.
Niceness
Probably
far more important.
crowded. Maya?
Maya.
Then I shall try and scry for Maya then.
Delnaris, do you have something of hers that would make the scrying easier?
A quorum.
Of Maya's.
Corum shakes his head, and Francilla, as she goes to her pack of
Danissa.
things and starts looking through stuff, she goes, I've been with Maya long enough to know her quite well. I know who who I would be looking for.
That was the spell.
Huh?
Nothing.
She brings out a bowl, a small, wooden, ornately carved on the outside, and sets it down on the table. And what looks like a shard of quartz that is capped on the top with a cork. And she takes it out and pops off the cork and pours this water that flows into the bowl and creates a small pool. She closes her eyes, places her hands at the edge of the bowl, and starts chanting some words, and you can see the pool, it does that, the scrying pool that's in Harry Potter, where they kind of pull the memory. It just becomes, from where it had been kind of moving, it just instantly becomes flat and almost mirror-like. Not moving, almost as if frozen, but there is no ice on the surface. And you hear her, as you hear her chanting, her eyes turn a bright white as she stares down into the pool of water. And you can see her grip the bowl's edge. I have found Maya. She is alive. She looks well. She's in a building made of stone and marble. There's people about her I don't recognize. Wait. One I can just see, just standing by her. She looks up at Delnaris. And hold on, I need to pull this up real quick. She looks up at Delnaris. She's with Lahari. Lahari is with her.
And,
I know this place. She pulls back. They're in the city. They're in the city of Atet. She looks over at Coram. And there was a small boy with her.
That would be
with-
Fenrian.
With white and black hair.
He never could get humans right.
White and black hair.
He's pretending to be Eliodora.
Remember whenever he was like had the split hair color like Eliodora did?
Yes. That's definitely the person that I think it is.
If he is there in the city, and Maya was the only one who knew how to get. I might have to. I might have an idea of how we can get to the city, but it will take some time.
How much time?
I need to get a
Do
message.
we have
I need
that
to
kind
get-
of time?
I can send a message to a friend. There might be another way to get into the city, aside from the portal that Maya would take us through. There are Fae portals everywhere on this plane. With any luck, there might be one in the city as well. But we can't let Fenrir know we're coming. We have to try and move quickly and secretly.
sorry, we're both sisters there. Or was it just the one?
Namanthra might have been close, but Lahari was literally at Maya's side. They were
Right.
talking to people. She could have just been out of sight. The spell only focuses on the one, and only because Lahari was right at her arm that I knew it was her.
Of course. All right. Well,
I will just give me some moments. Gather your things. Delnaris, do we have permission to use one of the Fae portals to the south from here?
yes.
She turns to Coram and Drislin. You, too, stay with those that are wounded, those who cannot travel. I know the ways through the Fae portals. I can lead them, and she looks, like gestures towards Nana, Leary, and Danissa. I can lead them and go as quick as possible.
I'm going with you, of course.
She kind of like nods slowly. If you're sure.
I'm not the only one of my kind. If necessity arises, there can always be someone else to take my place.
Then prepare what you must. I'm going to try and figure out a way and see what is closest. She flexes her fingers and starts digging through her pack looking for various magical artifacts and starts taking them out and placing them by the bowl. You guys are free for the moment as she does this ritual to try and locate what she needs to find. What are you guys doing?
Going to talk to Quorum.
Okay.
I'm going to go outside to the forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nana, what are you gonna do?
Wait patiently.
Okay. What are you gonna do in the forest, Danissa?
I'm going to call on Lady Frostspring.
I would like to join Denissa on this.
Okay.
From a distance at first.
Okay. So just kind of keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Danissa, make a religion check for me.
Wow. That is an 8.
What do you say in this prayer?
I call upon you, Lady Frostspring, for there is urgent news you must hear. Hear my prayer. That'll be it. That'll be my prayer.
You have do you have a symbol of the courts or something?
It's
you
going
use
to
as
be, my halberd is my.
Okay, so you just
holy
hold
symbol.
you're holding onto the halberd and just kind of focusing and praying.
Mhm.
You can feel even where your hands are gripping tightly on the pull of the halberd. It almost makes your knuckles crack. And then you realize that there's frost that has grown on the halberd around your hands, that you have cracked the ice around it. But there is no response.
Right.
Lyria. Oh, go ahead.
May I try?
You may. Is this further out enough?
I suppose. O Lady Frostspring, you deign it adequate to give me a moment in your presence. I guess.
Yeah.
Should I roll a religion check?
Yeah. Or Arcana, either one, whichever you prefer.
I'll give him the halberd to do it.
Yeah, the same, the same one. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. 17.
As you hold on, do you hold on to the halberd that Danissa kind of handed to you?
Mm-hmm.
Danissa, as you watch this happen, you can see that there are roots that break from the ground and wrap around the bottom of the halberd, twisting up its length like tendrils before pulling it down to the ground. Probably only just a couple inches, just you can, but you see it grab on and pull. And that frost where your hands had been, you can see the cold there starts to grow more. And in the blade reflection, ice is over. And you see a half face of Lady Frostspring, and she just has this face that looks surprised.
You're new.
Why? How did you do that?
I have my ways. Though, one of your followers seems to want your attention, and you so graciously ignored their call.
I was busy.
Not too busy for me, it seems.
That's how I don't know how this works.
Well, I believe that there's a conversation that needs to be had because of your bungling. Some issues have arisen.
I'm sorry. Who are you? Exactly?
Let's say I'm a bit above you, above your pay grade.
You can see the, like, just in the half face of the reflection, just like the, what the fuck? This is
It is a what? Yes, it's a very old magic. But because of your bungling, my home has been disturbed. And now I am very pissed off. So, I think it's time that you have a nice little conversation. Danessa,
Tanissa, who is this person?
He's not of your concern.
Oh,
Excuse me?
Yes.
yes, you are excused.
Do you remember who you serve? Frostfang?
Frostspring.
Whatever.
I serve the people. You have been lying. And you have caused more harm to the Feywild and this material plane than ever should have existed. The courts will see what is coming to them.
Have you lost your mind?
You can take away what power you've given me. I don't care. But I'm going to do what's right.
You are supposed to be doing what's right. We tell you what to do. That is what is right,
Exactly.
Captain.
You tell us what's right. But what is truly right has been right in front of my eyes this whole time. And I think you know that truth.
Doesn't feel good, does it? Watching your power slip away.
What would you know of this? You strange person, you, whoever you are. You've fallen in with the rot, haven't you? Tanissa, I thought you better than to consort with these criminals.
You know, the sad thing about those that rely on power is that they become dependent on it. And as soon as they see it trickle away, all that regality seems to crumble. It's quite disgusting, isn't it?
Are you in the loo?
Is that why you were busy? Oh, this is perfect. I love it.
Little fart escapes.
Well, Lady
I can't
Frostspring, I
Believe
bid you my last farewell, and I'll curtsy to her. Have fun with all of this. I'm done with it.
Captain, you can't possibly be serious. You can't just leave the courts.
I'm going to...
Your father would be very disappointed in you if he were still alive.
Hang up on her. Hang up on her.
hang her up.
Yes. Do you mind?
If my father knew the truth
Okay.
of what is happening here, he would have done the same. And I'll... and hang up on her.
kick the halberd over.
It fall. Do you do you kick the halberd over?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick the halberd. Oh, are you gonna kick the halberd?
You both kick the halberd in opposite directions.
It stays up because
Boom. You kick it over and it falls to the ground, and you see the ice smash and shatter. And for a moment, it looks like the blade itself has broken.
Shit.
But you realize that the blade has merely changed shape.
Oh.
It is no longer that icy shard of a blade, but it is now curved and smooth. And the ice starts to melt into water almost instantly as it hits the ground. Which, incidentally, is it still raining outside? Or just sprinkling?
Oh no, it's. I mean, I said it was gonna be a torrential downpour, so
Okay,
it's.
so it's still raining outside. We'll say you were in the cover of the porch or something, because I totally forgot it was raining. That would have been even better. But anyway,
Well,
going on.
lightning just comes down and sucks it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go pick up the blade. The halberd. Well, there goes my divinity.
Divinity is overrated. Let's be honest. You
Larry.
don't see me gathering followers here. In fact, I tell them to fuck off.
I have power in my martial ability.
Of
I
course.
can make do.
Of course.
Thank you for being here for this.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Petulant children are just that. Petulant. And children. Oh, well.
I feel giddy. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's a good
That's
feeling.
because you have the power yourself. It's not what is given to you by a force from above you.
Right.
Larry, you said you were going to talk to Corum.
Mm-hmm.
Larry's gonna be so proud.
Just a second, I gotta make a sassy comment.
Yes, the comment.
Okay, I made my chat comment. I can
Okay.
take this now.
What were you wanting to talk to Corum about?
Just well, it appears that we're going to this flying city.
I hope we're making the right choices and bringing you all there. But I don't see any other way to do this without having some insider knowledge.
Speaking of, is there anything I need to know?
Of the city?
Mm-hmm.
It is, even by Fae standards, quite an interesting place. It is old, but the people there are new. And there is one, the one who is running this rebellion. They call him Afriel. He's young by most standards, but he is a sight to behold. Divine, it would seem, by the material plane standards. He, along with his council, have been sheltering those who are hiding from this war, creating a refuge for them, while at the same time gathering strength and sending out people to help others in this time of war. There are many marvels that you will see here. The one that we may have to somehow try and avoid for the time being. There is a spirit that lives in the city, an all-knowing person. She is the guardian of the city. And though I have grown to know and trust her, we don't know what Fenrir has put into the minds of the people of Atet. If we go in, swords drawn, and attack citizens, it will not go well for us. But there's also the chance that he has put them under some sort of sway. And if that is the case, it again will not go well for us. The best we can do is hope for some small miracle of going in undercover and finding out where Fenrir is hiding before he makes a move on the generals and whoever else might get in his way.
Are you planning on not listening to Francilla?
I suppose I mean it more in the sense of
Rebellion.
You and your friends are rebels now.
It's about time we served some good purpose.
As you guys are talking, you hear Francilla, because I imagine you didn't go far.
Just like
It's
a few steps away.
I found it. There's one Fae portal that's there in the city. We have our way in. Gather your friends. We journey southwards to the Fae portal here, and before you know it, we are going to be somewhere new altogether. Drizzlin,
Nana.
for the moment, you see Drizzlin go, we're going back? Go ahead, what were you going to say?
Nana. Can we trust you to come with us? And I mean this with all sincerity. No cattiness. We are going to take out Fenrir for real this time. And if you don't think you can do that, don't come. If there's
I can do
any
that.
doubt in you,
She'll like think about the note. I can do that.
can I insight check her one more time?
Sure.
Well, that's a bad roll. Rolled a 9.
Oof.
Do I have to roll anything for this?
Well, I don't know. Are you deceiving with what you had said?
Well, whatever I rolled a 13.
Nana remains unreadable. As much as you try and look into whatever might be there, Leary.
You saying that in character?
Yeah. Oh.
No. I rolled higher than you, Neener.
I'm going to reach out a hand to Nana.
What this?
I'm going to extend a hand to shake it.
I'll shake her hand.
Well, then let's kill this fucker.
Let's.
Drizzlin grabs both of your hands in hers. She's like, I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. I've made new friends. We're all going to go visit the city in the sky.
Has she gone back to her spring form?
You see her as dull as she had become, she starts to brighten up a little bit more at this new prospect. Within the next, we'll say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, everyone has gathered their things together.
Could I use plant growth to sort of make a wall of thorns to go around the Oak Shadow Manor?
Estate?
Just to
Sure.
nobody fucking come in here while I'm gone. No.
We'll say that those who had been Iona and Varen are moved to the mill so they can be under the watch of Drizzlin and Corim. As Drizzlin is told that she is not going with you guys and has to stay behind. She was like, super excited, but she understands and she is looking forward to seeing you once you return.
For her change, she became melancholic, so she should be easier to handle.
And so Dalnaris, Nana, Lyri, Danissa, and Francilla begin to journey southwards to the closest Fae portal.
Yes, there's one more person that we should bring along with us. I'm gonna use conjure animals like I have this entire fucking time.
Yes!
Have like 3
Sorry?
Mr. Biscuits in my hands. Be like, one for you, one for you, and one
You
for
were doing
you.
this? You fuck! You fucking piece of shit. Does Nana say this happened?
Oh yeah, I do
Oh,
like
yeah.
right in front of you. I just gotta go whoop, and here are cats.
Just like, poof, like it just seems like this magic that kind of explodes from his arms as several large, fluffy Mr. Biscuits are now in his arms, and he starts handing them off to people. Yeah.
Everybody gets a Mr. Biscuit, at least for the next like hour, I think, until the spell
Oh
ends.
my god.
Why would you do this? In character. Why?
Just gonna let it on my shoulder.
Get right up in her face and go, my name is not DeJourno. Turn around, just skip off towards the portal.
Oh my fucking god.
The journey to the portal is an interesting one, as Nana is now like questioning everything of her existence in the last like day, all the things that have been done to her.
We're fucking DiGiorno's. Every bad thing that happened was DiGiorno's. Oh my fucking god.
The first time was me using wild shape.
Yeah, the
And then
first time
after
was
that-
literally was him.
Yeah, and then every time after that was just conjure animals.
I'm gonna fucking
It's-
punch you in the face for real.
Reaching the Fae portal, Francilla begins the incantation. And you stand at this. This one has elements, Lyri. Oh, I guess the three of you saw the half-formed one. This one retains elements of that form, but somehow different in this small little glade in the forest. Despite all of this, hold on. That was the wrong one.
I saw you turn to the side, Mara, and I just saw a big glowing blue, and I was like, some fucking weird filter has just come on, and that is an eyeball.
It is. She has eyes on the side of her head.
Yeah, it's true.
The portal starts to light up and swirl with energy. And once the incantation is finished, she takes a step back and looks at the four of you with your Mr. Biscuits in arms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go hunt ourselves a Fae. And she steps through the portal.
And roll credits. He said
You
the
guys-
thing.
Do you guys follow?
Mm-hmm.
You follow. And set yourself into a new adventure and a new place.
Oh boy, this is the first time I'm leaving this forest in about 15,000 years.
Mr. Frodo, if I take one more step, it'll be further than I've ever been before.
It's further than I've ever been before.
Oh my god. And so with that, we were going to end for tonight.
It's time to start this FaeHunt.
Dum dum
Pull out
dum.
the sunglasses.
Theme song. Go.
Go. Oh my god.
Cue the dancing.
Yeah. You guys are about to go into a tent.
Oh my gosh, I get to go to a tent!
I'm distracted by how much I hate Dilnaris. I literally
Did
can't
you
focus
really
on
not
anything
know it
else.
was him the whole
No!
time?
No! How the fuck would I know that? He wasn't
Because
there.
you have to get off to pee every single time. And we're always like, guess
Do
what?
you see how many
It's
sodas I
Dilnaris.
drink? This is fucking bullshit.
Oh my
This is
god.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, every time the specific trigger was every time that you called Delnaris to your room, asked him to do something, and then were bitch about it. That was
Every
the
time
trigger.
she talked to Delnaris.
I
Yeah.
hope IRL you get eaten by an alligator in Florida.
And
Oh
it'll
my
happen.
god, Graham.
That's just gonna happen.
I love that.
It's
Graham
gonna happen,
posted
Adam.
in most of the memes the Oprah Winfrey, you get a Mr. Biscuit, you get a Mr. Biscuit, everyone gets a Mr. Biscuit. Oh my god. Oh wow,
so
Mara, I
nice.
just saw the one that you did. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That was the first
Yes.
thing. That was immediately thing. I was like, friendship ended with the Lady Frostspring.
Oh my god.
Also misspelled DiGiorno.
Tigorno.
DiGiorno.
I don't give a fuck.
That is amazing.
DiGiorno's is my best friend.
Let's see, where is the... Oh, this reminds me of
Well, Knights of Silver Moon, I hope you're ready for us to fuck everything up in a big way.
Shit.
You're coming.
We're gonna burn your house down.
So
I'm
it's gonna
sorry.
be a 10-person session.
I
and
was-
Josh
yeah.
has to play both characters.
No, I was literally thinking, who's gonna get to guess next week? Because
I
chat
just
was
wanna
like,
see.
all the mini sessions cross over together.
I just want to see Josh be in a campaign with Denissa and Sonda. Good
Yes.
fucking luck.
You could do it.
I could.
I
I
believe
could
in
do
you.
it.
I do have this one thing to say.
Hmm? We are still streaming, right? You're saying this on
yeah,
record?
I'm saying this on the record. This is our post-credit scene.
Oh.
What the fuck, man?
Okay. Okay.
Do we have to go over to chat to see it?
No,
I mean,
no,
to
no, no, no,
Twitch
no.
to see
I'm
it?
not.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna do it right here.
Oh, you're just gonna like,
hmm
it's not a
Gotcha, okay.
pre-recorded something.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
Wait, what is? Hold on. Why is this not
This is what happens when we give him a week off. Everything crazy.
everything crazy?
But also,
Oh.
let's never take a week off again. It was too much. I need more Fae.
Don't worry. we're reaching the end. It's fine.
Oh.
I don't want it to end.
I don't want it. Wait, where is this freaking song?
Okay, we'll just reuse the characters and we'll do
We'll
it
just
different.
burn a tet down, and then we have to keep going on adventures to fix the world.
And then
Wow.
the regular campaign turns into a Fae hunt for us.
Yeah, we'll take.
It just goes
over
back again.
the regular campaign.
It's the champion. Kill him. Oh,
Yeah, what was
press
with
this.
Corum trying to flirt over a dead body? Well, you found
Yeah,
one champion.
fucking sorry, you fucking necrophiliacs.
What
like-
was with Corum trying to like frame Denissa or like make her seem like she's part of it?
Yeah, you dodge cat.
What's that, Aaron?
I don't know what that. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
you're
I
talking
get
about.
it. We came in and
I don't know
fucked
what you're talking
everything up.
about.
There's no reason to trust us.
This is fucking sus as hell.
This day, on the city of Atet,
Ooh.
Atet finds herself concentrating multiple places at once as she has learned to do several. What is even time anymore? For several moments, several things were asked of her at once, and she hesitates mid-rise from as like the main core of herself rises from the bed. Does the multiple responses. New people have arrived in the city. Got it. Afriel wishes to meet. Understood. Something else in the city stirs her attention. She focuses on where this energy is coming from. Something moved. Somewhere. She focuses inward, and instantly across the city, her various stray thoughts that were assisting others focus more intently. There was a flash of something out of the ordinary, and she couldn't place where it was. Literally, spans of thoughts passed as she quickly raced from one point to the other, focusing her attention. Where was this new thing? Westward across the city, southward across the city, below. Further below the city. A room that she had not sensed was there before. It had been shielded somehow, or dormant perhaps. But now that was gone. A secret place. Atet's form sparks within this small room, not too large, perhaps only 10, 15 feet across. On the back wall, stones within stones, smooth ones, arranged in an arcing pattern across a smooth stone surface. Rune-covered stones. And a purple-green light that fades from them as they cooled, stopped inert. Atet turns around and hears the sound of feet running up a staircase going upwards. This room is dark, but yet she can still see just vaguely the small staircase and the sounds of echoing something. This staircase was formed in the very bedrock of the city. Something was uttered. She hears a word. And Atet felt, and first time in a long time, the need to sneeze, as if pepper filled her mind. What the hells? This was a strange sensation, and upon opening her eyes, she finds herself in her chambers once again, in her room. The chamber, the glass door in front of her, the mythal room. Her focus had been brought back to her very body. What was she doing here? She focuses her thoughts once again as she appears in her apartment below the city. She had been in the process of doing something. But the thought is gone now, and she shrugs, not sure what it was that she had been doing just a moment ago. It's time to enjoy the sunrise.
Oh. Excuse me? No! Uh-oh.
So.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Actually, if you... Well, I mean, this is like unrelated, but related. This happened already. I have posted this story before. But it's been a while. This actually was it. You can actually see the events that like what I just read from are in Stories from Beyond the Table, a couple of stories up. How they tie in to what is going on, we'll find out next week.
Can it be next week now?
Can it be next week now?
what's happening?
What's happening?
Is she allergic to lessons like Danissa is?
Everyone's allergic to old magic. All right, so
Game of Santos can take a break. We'll just play tomorrow.
yeah. That's what it is. We'll do. I'm sure they'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong in the city of Amrutlar, deep in enemy territory?
I don't know.
What?
What possibly could go wrong in Atet now that they're not there?
So,
Now that you just let a bunch of Fae in.
oof, not a bunch, just like 5.
Enough to cause a
A
problem.
good half dozen.
Couple. Just a couple.
Except under the bed.
Yeah, right. He gets to play double duty. All right, one Fae is too much. It's true, Ari. It's true. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Yeah.
Banishment solves all problems. That is also true.
Man, we had NPC deaths. We had shifting Eladrin.
And
we
necrophilia.
had
Yo, Brundlestick
Wasn't
is still in his
necrophilia.
bed.
You was
I
just.
know, we left Brundlestick in his bed, and he
He's
uses
just
blood
laying
to
down
write a
there in his own blood.
message.
That was messed up. Aaron, how dare you?
Listen,
How
it's not me. It's
dare
Fenrir.
you.
It's Fenrir.
Yesterday,
very
when you were like, I
glad.
can't wait to get back in Fenrir's mindset. I'm gonna murder all your friends and write in their blood.
I didn't say.
It was in pen. It was in
But
ink.
also, like, oh my gosh, Mara, you're so right. We have no object permanence when it comes to Brundlestick.
You
Yeah, that was-
from
he was the
day
forgotten
one.
child.
From
Wait,
day
Fenrir's
one.
a
That's
jerk.
what.
Poor guy. He was so nice. He
Josh,
was,
I'm
he
very-
was gonna go, like, help
I'm very
with the
glad that I could help
rebellion.
you say "go fuck yourself" to your boss.
Oh my
That
gosh,
was-
favorite
Yes.
scene ever. That was.
That was one of the hardest things I've ever done as a role player. It's like
Stand
get the
up
courage as someone else to.
to stand up to an archfey and tell her.
To huff your duff.
Also, the fact that I can go and say to an archfey, "I'm a bit above your pay grade."
That was cool.
I mean, that was
Oh,
literally the only
so
reason that
good.
worked was because your magic is so old and so much more powerful that you can just like, I want to talk to somebody. You were, it's like those scenes, the one scene in, oh God, Chronicles of Narnia, when the lion tells the witch, she's like, you're like,
Like,
don't recite to
don't
me
quote
the
the
old
old-
magics, yeah.
Don't quote the old magics to me, which I was there when they were written.
Yeah, something like
Mhm.
along those lines is what I was thinking of.
Oh, Taco, you. Ouch.
Well, yeah. Who knows? Who knows who they'll forget next? Danissa
Aw,
about
poor
to get on it.
Hayden,
Or
just
just
a little teenager. Just wanted to have some fun.
Things
Man.
get crazy. All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you.
Dionysus is going to get added to the hit list. The generals. She's going to be added as
You
one of
are.
the Cloverfallen.
We've got a new Cloverfallen general.
What kind
Her
of
name's
rumors are
Danissa.
they going to
Go
spread
murder
about me
her.
now?
Who
That
knows?
you eat people. Animals.
Mhm.
Confirmed. Confirmed. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow for Game of Santos. Same time. Not really same time, same place. But same place, but same time-ish. We'll see you next time. Bye. Stay
Bye.
fave.